Good morning and welcome on in, everybody, to another beautiful day here in sunny Palm Springs, California, for another day of the California Winter League. I'm Stephen Buxton, joined by Joey Miller, and we've got a good one on deck here. It's Game 1. We've got China against the Alberta Grizzly. Jared Lemieux and the Grizzly looking to really right the ship after a couple of tough last games. They're coming in at 1-3. Last one was a 12-3 loss against the Chill. And for Team China, Joey, everything's gone right, basically. They've been one of the best pitching staffs in the league. They've done well on offense, and they're coming in at the top of the leaderboards at 3-1, and they'll have Alan Zhang Carter on the mound for them.
Yeah, right now China has been really showing that they love small ball. Those corner infielders have been working to keep up with this team's ability to string base runners together through perfect bunts and slap line drives through the hole on either side. This team won't hit you with power, but they're still going to make you pay if you give them anything good to hit. And with this new pitcher on the mound who actually just got into town, Alan Zhang Carter, excited to see what this man can do because he was an affiliated ball. He was with the Toronto Blue Jays, reached the high A level. Excited to see some top velocity. We'll get you the data on that when it comes. He's warming up right now, but definitely a notable name on this roster that we haven't seen yet.
Alan Zhang Carter, one of a handful of guys for Team China that's still really new to the team. He's coming out today. There will be a handful of names coming out along with the rest of the league too. We'll have some Session 2 guys coming out next week, but he'll face off against the Grizzlies lineup. Leading off, it's Davey Morgan at second base, Scott Shaw, Braden Dolbatian, and Matthew Maldonado, the 2 through 4 hitters. 5 through 7 is Matthew Fabian, AJ Carosis, and Anthony Burgos. And then rounding out the lineup, Justin Ayala and Thomas Petrosino. And for Team China, the defensive alignment for them is Zheng Du and Li in the outfield from left to right, Chen, Yang, Hu, and Zhang in the infield, Alan Carter on the mound, and he'll be pitching against Shuai Wang. And Alan Carter, the big right-handed pitcher, in his debut, throws the final warm-up pitch. Wang throws it down to Hu, and we're off to go here in Palm Springs. Starting time, first pitch will be at 10:03 a.m., and again, we're in for a good one today. It's not quite David versus Goliath, but it's Olympians against the Grizzly.
And right now, it's actually Davey versus Goliath. Davey Morgan leading off here.
Davey Morgan, the right-handed batter, steps in, and Carter gets the sign, kicks and fires. We're off with a foul ball. It's 0-1. Team China, they lead the league in almost everything pitching-wise. They've had one of the better defenses all year. It's going to be a really tough job for this Alberta Grizzly lineup that's struggled so far this year, but Davey Carter's been doing really well so far. Coming into the game, one of their better hitters on this season. He's played some great defense up the middle. Carter with the 0-1 pitch swings and misses. Has a good fastball there.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of El Paseo Jewelers web gems out of him up the middle. I recall a couple days ago, he dove and caught this ball that turned into a double play. Now he's got to get it going behind the plate. He's starting to get it going behind the plate.
Morgan watches the 0-2 pitch downstairs for ball 1.
I think he's going to be one of the biggest threats of this Alberta Grizzly lineup. Obviously, that's why he finds himself at the top of that lineup.
Morgan coming into the game, batting .250, but he's scored a couple of runs. He's got 3 so far on the season. 1-2 pitch inside, another heater there. It's 2-2. Morgan, and if he can reach, it'll be Scott Shaw and Braden Dolbatian. If one of them can get on, it's Matthew Maldonado who's working double duty today. 2-2 pitch from Carter. Chopper to short. That'll be fielded by the third baseman, Chen. Throw down to first. Pulls him off the bag, but he gets in on time. A 5-3 putout starts the day. And again, Joey, it's been that defense of Team China that has really held them afloat. They've committed a few errors here and there, but overall it's the fact that they've been able to really do the easy things, do everything standard. It might not have all the flash in there, but they've just done their job and they've done well for their pitchers, and that's why they come into the game allowing just over a 1 ERA so far. And that first pitch to Scott Shaw on the corner for a strike.
Yeah, it's really important to get back to basics, especially in this league. This is a development league. You want to show what you can do at the basic level before you can get a little flashy defensively.
0-1 pitch to left-handed Shaw, again on the corner. Beautifully painted by Carter. It's 0-2 now with 1 out. No score in the game so far. We're in the top of the first for those of you joining us here in Palm Springs. We've got a backfield game going on. We'll provide news and notes on that as we get them. But right now it's 0-2. Downstairs thought he got him with the breaking ball there, but it's 1-2 now. Carter with the 1-2 pitch to the left-handed Shaw. Shaw will be roaming center field today for the Grizzly. Right now trying to get the team on the board. Just outside, good fastball there by Carter. Can't get the call, though. It's even at 2. Shaw coming into the game, one of the better hitters on the Grizzly, too. That's why he's the second man, 286 on the season, and he swings and misses there. First strikeout of the game for Alan Carter. So we've got 2 outs, and Braden Dolbatian coming in, the league's leader in batting average. Dolbatian making an early case for Winter League MVP, coming in with a 600 batting average. 6 hits and 10 at-bats. He's scored 3 runs. He's been lethal for this Grizzly offense, and they need him here with 2 outs. First pitch is a strike on the bottom corner. Another good fastball by Carter.
Went a perfect 2 for 2 yesterday on the backfield before he was taken out of the game, at least from the lineup.
If you look up and down this Grizzlies leaderboard for their offensive stats as he swings through the second pitch there, turned it up a little on the fastball. It's 0-2. You basically find Dolbatian's name leading almost every category for the Grizzly. We'll get more into that later as we go. But it's 0-2 here with 2 outs. Alan Carter trying to work a 1-2-3 first inning. And he fires. Swing and fouled into Wang's glove. We'll do it again. Wang needs a second to collect himself. Might have taken it off the face mask.
Might have hit his chest protector. Trying to catch his breath right now as the home plate umpire goes and gives Alan Zhang Carter a new baseball.
Looks like it's no big deal, though. Just needs some time to collect his breath, and we'll go again. Carter impressive so far. The fastball has looked good. Again, it's through 2 hitters, but he's 0-2 here with 2 outs. And he gets a swing and a miss, back-to-back Ks, end the inning. 1-2-3 down goes the Grizzly, and Team China trying to work with an early lead if they can get one. They've been able to come out in front the last couple of games, trying to do the same here. We'll have the top of the lineup due up in the bottom of the first. We'll be right back.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99, including one mouth-watering entree, a refreshing beverage, a $10 power card, and a whole lot of fun, which means you enjoy a delicious meal for under $10. But look, that's 5 good things. Good things come in threes at Dave & Buster's with the Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Buy online or in-store today.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Bottom of the first inning, and Team China looking to get to the start that they've been able to the last couple of games. They've struck first in their last couple of games, and that's what's led them to a 3-1 record. They'll be facing off against Matthew Maldonado, who's the DH and pitching today for the Grizzlies. He's been excellent at both so far, and he'll have to face off against this China lineup.
Yeah.
Leading off at second base, Tianyuan Hu, Wenbing Zhang, and Jin Yang, the top three, Jiaji Chen, Jinming Zhang, and Yang Lu Li, the next three batters in the China lineup. Then it'll be Jin Jun Luo, Nan Du, and Shuai Wang rounding things out, and they'll face off against this defense. Ayala, Sean, Fabian in the outfield, Petrosino, Carosas, Morgan. That duo up the middle has been great for the Grizzlies so far, and Dolbatian at first. Matthew Maldonado on the mound, and he'll be pitching to Anthony Burgos.
He's been really dominant for the Grizzly. Starting to look like an early ace for Jared Lemieux's team. 4 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, almost averaging 2 strikeouts an inning. We'll see how he can handle Team China. Typically when Team China scores in the top of the first or in the first inning, they win the game. That's what they've done in their 3 wins so far this season.
And he'll be facing off against the leadoff man. It's Tianyuan Hu. Who steps in and he's waiting. Here's the pitch. First pitch of the game in there for a strike. Good fastball by Maldonado, and it's a tall task to strike out this Chinese lineup. They don't strike out a ton. They don't walk a ton either, but they really dominate the small ball and the little things and manufacturing runs. 0-1 pitch, fouled off the net. They're 4th in the Winter League in runs, but they don't walk at all, really. But they do not strike out. They have the least strikeouts in the Winter League, so Matthew Maldonado's got an uphill battle to climb right here. But he's ahead 0-2 right now. Here's the pitch. And that one's outside for the first ball.
Yeah, you were talking about the strikeout ratio. Only 18 strikeouts in 118 at-bats throughout this lineup. That's insane. They either put the bat on the baseball or they get aboard just staying patient at the plate.
Defense playing who to push the ball. Center field shifted over to left, and he's late on that one, fouls it over to the parking lot. Infield playing more straight up. The middle infielders, both Carosas and Morgan, are playing towards the lines. There's a big gap up the middle. Anything towards that Cindy Piper State Farm sign is sure to be extra bases, and with whose wheels, it could be a possible inside the park home run, and he goes right after that gap there. Right to that Cindy Piper sign, but a good job by Shaw to get over to it as he limits it to a single. Not particularly hard hit off the bat, so Slow Roller gets a single to lead things off for Team China.
No, with this outfield, we've mentioned it a million times. As long as you can get it somewhere, it does not need to be hit hard.
Not a hard hit right there, and China's got a leadoff runner on for Jing. Wenbin Jing, another one of China's lethal hitters, and they haven't had a ton of pop, but again, they just strung together hits. They walk a lot, and he takes a ball one right there. Breaking ball slipped out of Maldonado's hands, and it's 1-0. Still no score here in the bottom of the first. China against the Grizzly. Maldonado's set, and here's the 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner for strike one. China, again, it's their national team led by Li Wei, their head coach, San Shuo, the official manager, and Ray Chang, really the three-headed horse that has led this team to have the chance to qualify for an Olympics. A breaking ball just doesn't get back in the zone. It's 2-1.
And what I found fascinating is that if you look at the 2023 roster, a lot of these guys that are even playing today were actually infield coaches or pitching coaches in that 2023 roster that are now activating themselves towards the qualifier coming up soon for them.
2-1 pitch outside. The count's 3-1 now, and you're referencing that 2023 World Baseball Classic roster. Obviously, Ray Chang was on that one.
A notable standout.
As well as many of the others, too. It's a team that's got a lot of experience. It's the only team in the Winter League that has really any cohesion before they came into this season. 3-1 pitch. On the corner, count is full now. Good fastball by Maldonado.
Well, and another thing, too, it's hard to find talent in the country of China because baseball is such a niche in China. Basketball is obviously one of the more favorited sports out of China.
Full count pitch, and before that, we got a throwback to first. That one gets away. Tianguan Hu advances to second. He's thinking about third, and he's going to go as the ball goes all the way into the Grizzly bullpen. First to third on the throwing error has China in business. And, Joey, that's the thing that all season long, again, we're only 4 games in, but China has not let up. Anytime you give them an inch, they've taken a mile, and they haven't let up the same kind of thing defensively themselves. So it's a full count to Wen Bin Jing, and he's got Hu at third base. We're 90 feet away from possibly getting the first run on the board. No outs here in the bottom of the first. Matthew Maldonado bent over, gets the sign, gets set. And here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there. Fell off the table, and he gets Jing. First out of the inning leads to Jin Yang. Jin Yang coming into the game has really been one of the sluggers for this China team. He's got a 500 average, a 1.167 OPS. Has been able to get on base. He slapped around a couple doubles, and he's got a runner on third now and swings through a good pitch there by Maldonado. Maldonado, we've seen it in his last start. He gets ahead of hitters with frequency. He does not throw a ton of balls, and right here, he's ahead of another China batter. It's an 0-1 count with 1 out. They've got Hu at third base. Fastball tails to the corner of the zone. It's 0-2 now to Jin Yang. Infield playing in. Trying to get that runner at home with any ground ball, but it's 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fought off into left field. That's going to hang up, though, for Ayala. A short throw gets cut off at third, and we've got the first run of the game. Sacrifice fly for Jin Yang, and China's up 1-0.
Looked like Hu, when he came into home plate, ran into the home plate umpire, had to slow him down a little bit. He'd already crossed. A little funny moment there, but now Team China again strikes first in the first inning. That could be doomsday if the trend follows for the Alberta Grizzly.
And the only time China has really been behind this year was their 2-1 loss in the first game of the season. It was the first backfield game against the Blue Sox, and it was a pitching duel. China struck out over a dozen, but lost 2-1. Couldn't get the offense together. And that first pitch is upstairs to Jiaji Chen. 2 outs here in a 1-0 game in Palm Springs. Bottom of the first, it's a 1-0 count to Jiaji Chen. Matthew Maldonado trying to keep the damage at that. Fastball pulled it outside. It's 2-0.
And right now, if you're Maldonado, you just kind of got to keep your composure. It's 2 outs. Sure, the 1 run is crossed. Bases are clear now. It's your ball game. It's your prerogative to be in control right now.
But right now, it's what's been a Herculean task for most Winter League pitchers so far. He's behind against the number 2 man in batting average in the Winter League so far. Chen coming into the game hitting .583. And the count is now 3-0.
Yeah, this man has just been incredible. On the defensive side, too, you'll see it at some point in this ball game.
3-0 pitch, runs upstairs for a quick 4-pitch walk, and that leads the way for the number 5 man, Jingming Zhang.
I mean, we said it early, obviously. He can hit a baseball, but if he can stay patient, take those walks, we've seen how successful that can lead a team to a victory here in this league.
Again, China hasn't really torn the cover off the ball. They've hit a couple doubles here and there, but it's just how well they run the bases, how many hit and runs they've executed, and you'll see bunts throughout today. They really play small ball well. 2 outs in the first pitch, a fastball right down the middle to Jingming Zhang. It's 0-1 now.
Yeah, maybe they'll be a bit more conservative on 2 outs, but at this point in the lineup, these guys can hit. So
Dolbashian holding Chen on first to a relatively conservative lead. Maldonado gets the sign, and here's the pitch. 0-1 runs outside, pulled a breaking ball there. It's 1-1. If Maldonado could get Zhang out, he'll leave down 1-0, but he'll lead off the inning. It'll be Maldonado, Fabian, and Carosis. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Grizzly at the top of the second as our home plate umpire takes time, and it looks like on the backfield we just had a home run, a ball landing about 30 feet into the outfield.
oh, yeah, I see him circling third right now.
We'll surely get an update on that right there, but
Looks like the Canada A's hit a home run just there.
we've seen a couple balls come onto this field. The other day, Ethan Martini hit an absolute nuke that landed about 50 feet into the outfield. It was a no-doubter off the bat, and again, they had to stop the game over here for that one. But it's a 1-1 count to Jingming Zhang. Swing and a miss, pulled the string on that one. It's 1-2.
You mentioned Ethan Martini. Now he has 2 home runs. We'll actually see him later today for the second game with the Chill.
It's a Chill offense that is really the only team to compete with China offensively in the record books. They're first in a lot of categories. 1-2 pitch, fought off foul. Again, China has really been running the league so far. They're first in most categories, whether it's offense or defense, or at least their top 2 or 3. But the Chill really led by that 21-3 pounding over the Power. They're first in a lot of other categories, or they're up there. But the 1-2 pitch to Zhang. Curveball, and he got a piece of it. We'll do it again. And Joey, so far, it's really what we expected out of Maldonado. He's pounding the zone. He's competing. Even with the 1 run allowed, he's looked good in the first inning.
He's trying to pick himself up from the mistake that he made to allow Hu to get to third base.
Now the 1-2 pitch again. Working out of the stretch. Runner going. No throw. Ball was outside. It's 2-2. Good base running there by Jiaji Chen.
And a good pitch to run on, too.
Had a good jump as Maldonado was working relatively slow out of the stretch. He did check down to first, but again, kind of a lengthy lineup. It's 2-2 now, and China is 6 for 6 on the year in stolen bases. Swing and a miss there. Ball in the dirt. Has to throw down to first. But the second strikeout of the game gets Matthew Maldonado out of the jam in the first. Going to the top of the second, China up 1-0. We'll be right back after a break.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
I'm the family family setting. You know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Top of the second inning here in Palm Springs, 1-0 China playing front runner once again, but it's the heart of the Grizzly lineup due up. Their pitcher and designated hitter today, Matthew Maldonado, leads things off. It'll be Matthew Fabian and A.J. Carosis following him. If one of them can get on, Anthony Burgos, the catcher, will be hitting fourth. But right now it's Maldonado against his opposing pitcher, Alan Carter, who fires in ball one. Carter, again, one of the handful of guys with professional experience. He was in the Toronto Blue Jays organization, and through that first inning really looked the part. Pounding the zone, a good fastball with some life there, a couple of Ks in a 1-2-3 inning, and now he's 1-1 against Maldonado. Maldonado coming into the game hitting .333 as he takes ball two.
A chance to really erase his situation in the prior half frame, the mistake of his own doing, where he threw it away and allowed a runner to get to third, resulting in a sac fly for this Team China 1-0 lead.
2-1 runs inside on Maldonado, but he gets the call there. It's 2-2 now. And Maldonado, Joey, we've mentioned how good he's been on both sides. He's been a bright spot for this Grizzly pitching staff that's got the second worst ERA in the Winter League so far, over 7. As that one's chopped down the first line, just fair, fielded by Zhang, and he'll take it himself. First out of the inning leads the way to Matthew Fabian. Another one of the really good players for the Grizzly on offense. It's kind of been feast or famine for there, and Fabian has absolutely feasted, hitting .571 on the year. But right now he's got to do it all himself. He's got no one on and one out. It's still no score on the board for the Grizzlies, down 1-0 in the second. Carter working out of the stretch, fires a fastball that's fouled off into the Sunrise Park.
And actually yesterday on the backfield, at a certain point, the Grizzly kind of just gave way to the Palm Springs Chill. It was a pretty sizable lead, so they actually let Fabian pitch one of the innings. Not traditionally a pitcher, but he got through one inning with a strikeout clean.
0-1 pitch is upstairs. It's ball one. 1-1, one out in a 1-0 game here in the top of the second.
But another thing is, at this level, these guys can play both sides. Obviously, Maldonado, the prime example of that.
Maldonado's been one of the better two-way players so far. 1-1 pitch, runs inside and gets the call there. It's 1-2. Defense playing Fabian relatively straight up. Sizable gap up the middle of the infield, and center fielder Dew is shifted just a couple steps over to the left. It's 1-2 now. Fastball, got him looking there. Backwards K, third of the day for Carter.
He is just steamrolling this lineup right now. That's 5 straight retired, and 3 of which on strikeouts, like you mentioned.
And a sense of the familiar for China. They lead the league in just about everything pitching-wise, and it's going the same here. They've cut through this Winter League like a knife through hot butter, and A.J. Carosis is looking to put a stop to that. 2 outs, nobody on for the number 6 hitter. Carosis takes ball one downstairs. China, they lead the Winter League in ERA, strikeouts, walks and hits per innings pitched. They're tied with the Blue Sox for the least wild pitches. And a good fastball paints the corner there. It's 1-1.
And I think for those leading stats, you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt this early on. We are in day 5, is it? Or is it 6 at this point?
I think it's day 5.
The days just kind of blur together when you're here at the ballpark every day.
But either way, it's been impressive as the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Another good one by Carter. But the thing is with China, they have pounded the zone like nobody else. They've got one of the highest strike percentages out of anyone in the league. And right now, Alan Carter has worked himself into a good count here. It's 1-2 with 2 outs. He gets the sign. He's set and deals. Just outside wanted the call there. It's 2-2 now. But yeah, that team ERA is just over 1. They've got a 2.48 opponent average against them. That's second just behind the A's. They have been miraculous so far. And now looking to put up another 0. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks get Alan Carter out of the inning. And the Grizzlies still looking to get on the board. 1-0 China going into the bottom of the second.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Bottom of the second inning here in Palm Springs, and China playing from ahead again. They're up 1-0 against the Grizzly. It'll be Yang Yu Lee, Jin Jun Luo, and Don Nu due up first 3 for their lineup. Facing off against Matthew Maldonado, who looked solid in his first inning, but it was the single error and sac fly that allowed Qian Yuan Hu to score. They're down 1-0. But he's looking to keep it that way. And, Joey, it's same old for China. Excellent pitching and defense so far. 4 Ks through the first 2 for Alan Jane Carter in his CWL debut.
I really love what I'm seeing from Carter. He's working these counts really quick. He's getting on top of people. And, 6 straight retired. That's quite a way to start off a ball game.
Yang Yu Li, another one of the excellent China hitters, leads things off. The left-handed batter is set and waits for the first pitch. Fired in upstairs for ball 1. And it's a China team, again, that they don't throw balls. They strike out a ton of batters. They don't walk a ton, but, again, they have the least strikeouts in the league from anyone offensively. They string together hits. They take their free bases when they can. They exploit errors, as that one's outside for ball 2. And they really just put together the definition of manufacturing runs so far, and they're looking to do more right here. Up 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. It's a 2-0 count to Yang Yu Li. Good breaking ball there. Tails into the zone. It's 2-1.
Kind of a late call there by the home plate umpire. Just barely scraping that corner.
Defense playing with that wide gap up the middle. Outfield playing relatively shallow. It's a big field here. 350 to the corners, 400 dead center. 2-1 pitch, tails outside for ball 3. Three and 1 count to Yang Yu Li. Hoping to put a runner on for the bottom of this China lineup, and whether it's 1 through 9, they've all done their job. Not a ton of eye-popping stats outside of a couple of guys with massive OPSs and averages. But again, no one has really fallen off in this lineup. It's 3-2 now with a good fastball by Maldonado.
And not to mention their work ethic is insane. We saw just a couple days ago on Sunday after the game, they stayed late for a 45-minute practice in the rain. That's a lot of diligence.
They practiced in the rain, and here's the full count pitch. Gets him looking backwards, K for Matthew Maldonado. Third of the game, and we've got one out. And they had that practice after the game, and then you saw them at the gym. They had a team workout going on, too.
I did. I had a chat with a guy who I've called games for a couple years ago just to see kind of the state of the team. He was talking to me a little bit about the upcoming qualifiers in Tucson. It should be about next month or potentially March.
First pitch with one out to Luo. Falls in there for a strike. A good breaking ball by Maldonado. It's looked sharp so far.
I think their first group that they have to face is Colombia, Germany, and Brazil. So they could potentially make it out of that first group there.
0-1 with one out to Luo. Back-to-back breaking balls. Has it at 1-1. And again, it's just the little things like that that we've seen. The team cohesion. These guys have been playing together, and they really exemplify what it means to be a professional. They put in all the work before and after games. They're quite often the first team here, whether or not they've got the first game of the day. 1-1 pitch runs outside. And it's just, for some of these guys, it's got to be a stark contrast seeing that compared to whether they're just coming out of college, just coming out of high school for some of them, but they're all professionals here, and China has set an excellent standard to follow. 2-1 pitch for Jinjun Luo. Maldonado kicks and fires, and that one's punched down the right field line, foul into the park. Still a 1-0 game here in the bottom of the second inning, and beautiful day in Palm Springs after a couple cloudy ones and some rain on Sunday. But the field is mostly dried off, and again, Joey, you can't complain when we're playing baseball in January here.
Not when it's snowing everywhere else in the country.
2-2 pitch. Fought foul again.
I call back home and I always hear stuff like, oh, it's 7 degrees today. Well, I wore a short sleeve shirt today.
There's places that don't wear shorts in January?
No. Not from where I'm from, at least.
Well, from where I'm from, it's been shorts year-round and flip-flops, and I've enjoyed every second of it. 2-2 pitch. Chopper charging in at third is Petrosino. It's going to be a tough play, and it gets away from the first baseman, Dolbatian. Going to second will be Luo, and he slides in safely just in time after a good effort by Burgos to get that in and even make it close.
Yeah, that's tough because he didn't have a lot of time to set his feet. He was charging in on the baseball, didn't know if he would have enough time to get to first. Decided to go there and just got past that first baseman, Dolbatian.
Just got on top of that one. It was going to be a slow roller, tough play with Luo hustling down the line. It'll be a single and an error right there, second of the day for the Grizzly. And the second hitter of the game's on second base for Nandu. The 8-hole hitter, if he can reach, it'll be Shuai Wang with probably 2 on, and that one's just in the zone for strike one. A good pitch by Maldonado. 0-1, 1 out, a runner on second. It's Jinjun Luo. Trying to expand this 1-0 lead. They've got 2 hits in the game, and the Grizzly with 2 errors. Still looking for their first base runner. But right now, Maldonado needs to get a 0 on the board to keep him in it. 1-1 pitch there. Nandu is not done a ton with the bat. It's been solid so far, but he's roamed the outfield well. He can absolutely fly out there in center field. So if he could put one in play, they can make something happen here. It's 1-1. Downstairs for ball 2.
You talk about taking advantage of mistakes. With a runner in scoring position right now, 1 out. We saw how much Maldonado struggled with 2 outs in the last frame. This could be a big opportunity for China to just keep tacking on.
2-1 pitch to Non with 1 out. And that one's just outside. It's 3-1. He's worked another hitter's count for Team China. The Grizzlies playing him to pull. Petrosino and Carosis. Carosis playing relatively straight up. Petrosino a little bit more in. And Morgan playing on the grass. The outfield, they've got Ayala playing relatively in. And in right field, Fabian's back. 3-1 pitch. Fought into left field. Going to go foul just past the China bullpen into the stands. Nandu, one of a handful of lefty hitters for this China team that really mixes it up more than just about anyone in the Winter League, and that's partly due to their expanded roster. They've got over 30 players here, but right now, Du's got a full count with a runner on second and 1 out. Maldonado looks back at second, and he's ready. That one runs inside for ball 4, back-to-back base runners for Team China.
Force play now in effect here. And such an excellent middle infield. I'd go as far to say this might be the best middle infield in the California Winter League. So right now, if he can get something on the ground, that would be the ideal situation for Maldonado.
Again, whether or not things have gone right for the Grizzlies so far, they're 1-3 on the year. It's been that infield of Petrosino, Carosis, Morgan, and Dolbatian that has been fantastic so far. They've really led the team on both sides of the ball. And right now they've got a tough task with China runners on first and second, 1 out here in the second inning. It's Shuai Wang, the number 9 hole hitter, trying to turn the lineup over. The righty crouched in his stance, sees the first pitch go outside for ball 1. Burgos thought about throwing back down, but neither of his middle infielders were ready there. As Jinjun Luo had a big secondary, but he gets back in time. It's 1-0 with 1 out. Team China trying to extend their lead, trying to go 4-1. First team in the league to reach 4 wins. As he squares around for a bunt, that one goes low. Throw back down in second. Hits Luo and gets away, but a good job by Morgan just to stay after that ball and prevent further damage.
It looks like the middle infielders there, Carosis and Morgan, were set to collide there. Lucky that the ball didn't get too far away into right field.
Good attempt by Burgos, but the ball was just offline, so it's 2-0 now against Wang. 2-0 pitch from Maldonado, and Wang fouls that one into the top of the net. Joey, we've already had a couple close calls here with foul balls coming into the booth. I had one come in the summer, and on day 1, I think it was Evan in the booth next to us working PA and stats. He had one going in the first game.
I'm ready to catch something. It's been my dream in the booth to catch a foul ball.
2-1 pitch, breaking ball slips out of the hands, runs upstairs. It's 3-1 now. And Maldonado in danger of loading the bases for the leadoff man, Tianyuan Hu. He needs a strike here. He preferably needs a ground ball so that excellent middle infield could possibly turn 2 and get him out with a 0. 3-1 pitch. Just catches the corner there. Good frame job by Burgos. It's 3-2 now.
Nice solid four seam there, brought back into the zone. I like the movement that it has away from this right-handed pitcher.
And it's been an underrated part of this Grizzly team so far, the work that Burgos has done behind the plate. He's been one of the better catchers in the league. Payoff pitch here. Swing and a miss. He got him there. Second strikeout of the inning, 4th of the game for Maldonado, and he's got 2 outs now. Tianyuan Hu still has 2 on. It's Luo on second after the single in E5 and Du on first after he walked. Trying to plate one of them here. The lefty reached in the first on a single, advanced to second on a throwing error, and scored. 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. Just gets the zone for strike one. Maldonado leaning on that fastball right now. The big righty's going to need it. Again, 2 outs and a 1-0 deficit for the Grizzly here in the bottom of the second inning. 0-1 pitch. Froze him there and gets the call. It's 0-2 now. Maldonado 1 strike away from really working what's been a magic act so far for this China team. When they've had runners in scoring position, more often than not, they at least get one. 0-2 pitch downstairs for ball one. It's a China team that's really middle of the pack in runs scored. They've got 25. That's 4th in the league. But when you're averaging over 6 runs a game and you allow just over 1 earned a game, that's how you win games. They're 3-1, and here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside for ball 2. We'll have Deuces Wild here for the 2-2 pitch. 2 outs. 2 on for Team China in the bottom of the second inning. And Maldonado looking to strike out the side here. Here's the pitch, and that one's foul into the stands again. China really making Maldonado work. Kicks around the dust on the rubber, really trying to plant his footing there, and he'll get set. Looks down, now looks up to his catcher, Burgos. Crouched over, gets the sign. Shakes him off once, and we'll do it again. 2-2 count, 2 outs here in the second. Chopper off the end of the bat, fielded by Carosis. Throw down to first, not in time, and we've got bases loaded. Running home and caught in a pickle is John Luo. And all chaos has broke out here as that one's tagged by Burgos, and they get the out unconventionally. The 6-3-2 putout gets China with a 0 on the board and gets Maldonado out of a jam. We'll go to the top of the third. China still up 1-0 here in Palm Springs.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine-in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Top of the third here in Palm Springs. China up 1-0. They'll be facing off against 7, 8, and 9 of this Grizzly lineup. It's Anthony Burgos leading things off. wearing number 18 today. He and Connor Gregory switch numbers. He'll be wearing number 18, Connor Gregory in number 25. And it's a new man on the mound, number 39 for China, Zhao Wei. He'll take over after Alan Carter was sensational. First pitch runs downstairs. It's ball one. Alan Carter, his final line of the day. He pitched 2 innings, faced the minimum, struck out 4, no hits, no runs, no walks. 1-0 pitch from Wei is outside. It's ball 2 now.
Yeah, really can't be mad about a season debut like that. Alan Carter just getting into town recently, just in the past 48 hours.
2-0 pitch from Wei, fought off and foul into the China bullpen, but yeah, welcome to the Winter League, Alan Carter. He doesn't have enough innings to qualify, but if he did, he'd be leading the league in basically everything, whether it's ERA, hits per 9, K per 9. Excellent first debut for him. 2-1 pitch. Swing and fouls that one off the plate. It's 2-2 now to Anthony Burgos, who has been another one of these Grizzly standouts offensively. Again, he's done well defensively behind the plate. He's had a lot of work to do. But Burgos coming into the game, batting .444 on the year. He's got a 2-2 count against the new man on the mound for China, and he swings and misses on a breaking ball there. 3 strikeouts in a row for this Chinese pitching staff, and we've got 1 out in the third. Justin Ayala, the left fielder today, comes in with 1 out and nobody on. It's been familiar territory for just about everyone who's played China so far. Again, their pitching staff and defense have been dominant, and it's led them to the 3-1 record. Swing and a miss on a good breaking ball there. It's 0-1. China, again, like nobody else, gets ahead of these batters and makes it difficult. You really have to try and get a second to breathe against them, and it's 1-1 now as he spikes that breaking ball.
Zhao Wei only on 2 days rest, by the way. He pitched on Sunday. 2 innings, 36 pitches, so he's got a fresh arm.
Burgos went down on the strikeout. It's Ayala now. If he can reach, it'll lead the way for Thomas Petrosino to possibly turn over the lineup to Davey Morgan. And that 1-1 pitch goes outside. It's ball 2. Again, 7, 8, and 9 of the Grizzly lineup up here. 2-1 count. Just misses the corner there. Good pitch, but it's 3-1 now. Grizzly looking for their first base runner of the game. They've struck out 4 times. The other 2, Davey Morgan and Matthew Maldonado, have been put out. And there it is right there. The 3-1 pitch runs outside for ball 4. And Justin Ayala on first for Thomas Petrosino. Petrosino struggling offensively so far, but he leads the team in at-bats along with Dolbashian and Burgos. Just looking to put it together. Swinging and misses at the first offering. It's 0-1. 0-1, 1 out here in the top of the third. 1-0 game. China on top after a first inning run. It scored Tianyuan Hu. And it's 1-1 now. Petrosino has struck out 7 times on the year. That leads the way for the Grizzly.
Including once yesterday in his 1 at-bat.
Looking to do differently here. He's got a runner on first as Wei checks in on him. Just a little toss. Half-hearted slide back to first base from Ayala.
Well, you don't want to throw it back too hard. They've seen what it can do on the other side of things. Maldonado allowing that run to come to third.
1-1 quick pitch right there. Pulls it, though. It's ball 2. Looked like a good fastball from Zhao Wei. And it's 2-1 here. Wei fires, pulls the string, gets the swing there, and throw down to second. Would have had him in time as Ayala was running, but the second baseman, who couldn't come up with it. I'm sorry, that was the shortstop, Yang. But either way, a good throw by Wang to even make it close down there. But it's a stolen base nonetheless for Justin Ayala. And a 2-2 count now to Thomas Petrosino. 2-2 with one out here in the top of the third inning, and that one runs inside to make it full. For the first time, again, it's only the third inning, but for the first time, the Grizzly making China pitching work. Quick pickoff play right there, and he didn't get him in time. Yang running in, trying to backdoor him. Good move by Carter, but Ayala able to get back in time.
Yeah, Ayala didn't even seem to be aware of Yang running behind him until the last second.
So we'll do it again. 3-2 count to Ayala. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there. I'm sorry, that gets Petrosino. And we've got 2 outs here in the third.
2 strikeouts an inning. What a pace for Team China. Already 6 strikeouts on the day. We're just in the third.
6 strikeouts on the day for a team that averages just under 13 per 9. And still awaiting the first pitch is the leadoff man, Davey Morgan. Morgan grounded out to third on a good play by Chen to get a speedy runner leading off the game. And he's got a runner on second, 2 outs, and they're looking back to second again as they tried to get Ayala. Wasn't sleeping there, though. Got it back much quicker that time. And we'll see it throughout the game. China does pay attention to their runners more than most teams. Really hold them in check. 2 outs in the first pitch to Morgan. Chopper straight to the mound. Fielded by Wei and throw down to first in time to get him. First base runner of the game for the Grizzly. Ayala gets the walk, steals second, but is stranded there. We're going to the bottom of the third inning. Still 1-0 China here in Palm Springs. We're back for the bottom of the third inning here in Palm Springs. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for China facing off against Matthew Maldonado in his third inning of work. Wenbin Jing, who struck out the first time, leads things off. First pitch, and he squares up to bunt, pops it up, but it's foul. 0-1. And we'll see that a lot today. China bunts more than any team in the league, and they have put down some beauties so far this season.
There's that key example of the small ball that we talked about just before the game started. If it works, though.
Wenbin Jing has been an example of it. He's got a couple bunt singles so far this year, but it's 0-1 against Matthew Maldonado in the Grizzly. Breaking ball floats in there. He gets under it and skies it into medium left field for Justin Ayala to camp under and take for the first out. F7 leads the way to Jin Yang, who got that sac fly to left field in the first inning that scored Tianyuan Hu for the only run of the game. Maldonado looking to make quick work of China here. He'll be due up third in the fourth inning after the Grizzly got their first base runner of the game on a Justin Ayala walk. Another off speed there, gets into the zone. It's 0-1 now to Jin Yang. One out here in a 1-0 game in the bottom of the third inning in Palm Springs. The Grizzly defense playing Yang about straight up, center fielders couple steps to the left as that one floats in for strike 2.
This is the 12th batter that Maldonado has faced, and only 5 of those 12 have gotten anything off the bat. Obviously 2 hits in the game so far for Team China, but not making the defense work a lot today. Not yet, at least.
Both pitchers have been, or all 3 pitchers have carved through these lineups so far. 0-2 pitch, and he just loses that one outside. Slipped out of the hand. It's 1-2 now. But so far through 2.5 innings, we've got 8 strikeouts on the game, 6 by China. And it's 2-2 now. I'm sorry, we've got 10 strikeouts, 4 by the Grizzly, 6 by China. And Maldonado and trying to add to that. It's 2-2 now to the left-handed hitting Jin Yang. The shortstop for Team China trying to get a runner on for Jiaji Chen. As a little nubber off the bat, fielded by Maldonado, he'll jog over and shovel that to Dolbatian for a quick second out.
And right now, you look at the bigger scope of things with Maldonado, how he's done collectively in these first 5 days. He's now 6 2/3 innings into the California Winter League season, 11 strikeouts in those innings. He's looking sharp. Again, still keeping that 2 strikeout an inning average.
11 strikeouts and has done well with the bat, too. The Grizzly might have found themselves a gem as he fires in a first pitch strike to Jiaji Chen. Chen walked and stole second, got stranded there in the first, though. Trying to get a 2-out base runner for Team China. Big gap right up the middle if he could put bat to ball here. And a good job by Burgos getting a pitch that looked just outside to be called strike 2. 0-2 and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. It's been a pitcher's duel so far. Team China ahead 1-0 against the Grizzly. And Maldonado trying to keep it that way right now, trying to get his team back to the rack. 0-2 pitch fouled off. He was late on the fastball there.
In the past 2 games, Jiaji just really has not been able to be retired. 3 for 3 in his last game. He's already got a walk today. This man's on-base percentage is surely skyrocketing right now.
Jiaji with the 0-2 count. Swings and misses at a pitch well outside, but that one kicks away from Burgos, and he's going to reach on the drop third strike. He was absolutely fooled on the breaking ball, but it was well outside and took a rough kick off Burgos, went almost into the Chinese dugout, so there's a 2-out base runner for Jinming Zhang. 11th strikeout of the game between the 2 teams, the 5th of the game for Maldonado, but he can't get the 3rd out. Jiaji Chen on first for the number 5 hitter. Just late on it there, gets under it and fouls it back into the net. It's 0-1 for Zhang, who struck out in the first inning, ending it, and leaving Jiaji Chen on second.
Looking at the backfield game, it's a pretty close game. Top of the fifth, 4-3 A's. There was a big home run that we saw come onto this field from Sam Ruda.
Sam Ruda out of West Point has really put a charge into a couple of balls, and Zhang does the exact opposite of what the Grizzly scouting report thinks he would do. Pulls that one down the line. They're playing him really to push a ginormous gap between left and center fielders Ayala and Shaw. If he could get anything over the head of Carosis, it's sure to be extra bases, but he's got an 0-2 count here with 2 outs. Maldonado set, trying to end this inning here. Breaking ball in the dirt, it's 1-2. Good job by Burgos keeping it in front of him. Jiaji Chen will stay at first.
Yeah, it's a really interesting defensive alignment. Like you mentioned, the center fielder and the left fielder are about a half football field away from each other. Most social distancing I've seen in 5 years.
Not just that, but Shaw is playing relatively shallow and Ayala playing about 15 feet from the warning track. A lot of room out there if Zhang could put a piece on anything, and he doesn't there as he swings and misses at the 1-2 pitch. Another strikeout for Team China, and it's 1-0 going into the top of the fourth. We'll be right back after they strand Jin Yang after a break.
Point streak at Ed Wild.
Back here for the top of the fourth, Scott Shaw, the number 2 batter, leading things off for the Grizzly. They're down 1-0 to Team China, who has really just cut through this lineup with ease so far. That one chopper down the right field line, foul. Zhang gave it a chase, but it just bounced foul before the bag. It's 0-1. Zhao Wei out for his second inning of work after he took over for Alan Carter, who was absolutely perfect. 4 strikeouts, faced the minimum, didn't allow a hit, earned run, or a walk. And he's got, both of them have China up 1-0 in the fourth. Good pitch by Wei right there, pulls the string on it, but just stays up, and it's 1-1 now. 1-1 to the left-handed hitting Shaw, the center fielder today. Was the first strikeout victim, and he muscles that one to second base, and it hangs up for who? Joey, who's on second?
Yeah, we've made that joke a couple times. There's actually been 2 second basemen in this league named who, including one for the Blue Sox. So whenever he gets on first, it's always a little bit of a chuckle from the Abbott and Costello bit.
Everyone watching on YouTube, get ready for a season filled with puns as long as I'm in the booth. And a first pitch breaking ball was a beauty to Braden Dolbatian, who struck out in his first at-bat. Down 1-0 or down 0-1 now to Zhao Wei, who has really continued the China dominance pitching, just pounding the zone so far. Only allowed the walk to Justin Ayala, and he falls to 1-1 now as that one just gets outside. Dolbashian playing first base has had an adventure over there so far. Trying to help his team out as he skies that one foul into the park again. Late on the fastball. 1-0 game, China on top after the first inning run, a sac fly that scored their leadoff man Tianyuan Hu. China with 1 run and 2 hits, no errors. The Grizzly, no runs, no hits, 2 errors. And that one goes upstairs for ball 2. It's 2-2 now. Grizzly with just the lone base runner Justin Ayala, who walked and stole second base. 2-2 pitch to Dolbashian. He hits that one out into the gap. Can it fall? And it hangs up for Jing.
Just dipped the shoulder a bit too much, got under that one. And gave it enough hang time for that left fielder Jing to come in and make a grab on that one.
Gave it a chance, was aiming for that gap, pulled it just a bit and got it under it. So Jing able to pull it in for the second out of the inning, and it leads it to the left-handed hitting Matthew Maldonado trying to help his own case here. With 2 outs, he swings through the first pitch, and he's been outstanding on the mound so far. Just 1 run over the first 3 innings. He struck out 2 in the last inning. One of them reached base. That was Jiaji Chen after the drop third strike. Watches a breaking ball miss the zone. He's got 6 strikeouts on the day in a game between the two that has been full of swings and misses so far. Neither team can really put bat on ball so far. But it's 1-1 for the Grizzly pitcher and cleanup man today. Swing and a miss, a ball bearing in on him, goes foul over near the concession stand.
It's not even really a bat on balls thing. It's about getting on base, and for this Grizzly lineup, only one person was able to get aboard with Justin Ayala, his walk back in the last frame.
Just 5 base runners between the two through the first 3+, and that one's not going to get it there. Matthew Maldonado goes down swinging, the 7th strikeout of the day for Team China. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 4th here in Palm Springs.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Bottom of the fourth inning here in Palm Springs. Bottom of the lineup due up for Team China. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Yang Yu Lee due up first. And they're up 1-0 against the Grizzly in a game that has been really defined by the starting pitchers on both sides. Alan Carter came in through 2 perfect innings, struck out 4, handed it off to Zhao Wei, who's been impressive so far, but Matthew Maldonado has led the way for things on the Grizzlies side. He struck out 6 through 3, and there's a good curveball there to start it, but it misses the zone. It's 1-0.
Bit of an early release point as well, causing it to get out of the hand of Maldonado.
But for Maldonado, everything's really been working. Has pulled a couple pitches, a couple breaking balls have slipped out of the hand, but again, just 1 run allowed so far on the fastball there. That's fouled down the line. It's 1-1 to Yang Yu Lee, who struck out in the second inning to lead things off.
And really that 1 run to come across was Maldonado's doing if you piece together the ball that he threw away on the pickoff attempt. And he's collected himself pretty well, just not getting that run support in these past couple innings.
Yang Yu Lee with a 1-1 count and no outs. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back. A breaking ball fell out of the zone. It's 2-1. Looks like Maldonado's trying to pitch him backwards. Start off with the breaking stuff. Shows him a fastball, a couple curveballs so far. And it's 2-1. Nobody out, nobody on to start the bottom of the fourth inning for China. Fastball right off the bat, straight at Carosis. Line out to shortstop, and Yang Yu Lee is 0 for 2 with 1 out now. It's Jinjun Luo.
Yeah, really nobody piecing together base runners consecutively. The most that we've really seen all game was 2 frames ago with a single and a walk that actually started with a single from Jinjun.
Jinjun trying to start things again. He had a single, reached third on the error, and now he swings through a slider there. It's a good one by Maldonado. Worked its way out of the box, just got off of Luo's bat. And really, they haven't been able to piece together a ton of contact when they've hit it well. It's been just like that Yang Yu Lee hit right there. A liner straight at the shortstop. For both sides, it's been right at the fielders mostly. 0-1 pitch. Fastball outside, pulled it there. It's 1-1 now with 1 out, nobody on, and it's a 1-0 lead for Team China here in the bottom of the fourth. China with the only hits of the game so far. They've got 2. The Grizzly have none. And China's taken advantage of 2 Grizzly errors. That one skied into left field. Ayala camping under it in front of the warning track. We've got 2 outs. Nandu comes in after Jinjun Luo just got under one there. Gave it a good ride, but again, Ayala able to bring it in. 2 outs and nobody on for the center fielder who reached on a walk in the second inning. Nandu, the number 8 man, and Matthew Maldonado would like nothing more than to get a quick 1-2-3 inning to let Matthew Fabian lead things off. Throws in a curveball there, just out of the zone for ball 1. Seen a lot of Uncle Charlie so far this inning. It's a 1-0 count for Nandu, the left-handed hitter. Fastball rides in on him off the hands and foul over to the concession stand. 1-1 count, 2 outs here, and what has been a great ball game so far. Sort of flown through it. It's been a pitching duel on both sides, and everyone who's taken the mound so far has been masterful. 1-1, the big righty deals, and that's a fastball. Doesn't get the corner. He wanted it. Just off the plate. It's 2-1 now.
It's tough when you're working a great four-seam like that away from a lefty, and you can't get that call. Nice frame job there by Burgos.
Burgos trying to get a call here. 2-1 pitch rides inside the fastball. Had no chance. It's 3-1.
A little bit harder to frame that one, wouldn't you say?
Moved Nandu off the plate, and he's worked himself into another China hitter's count. They haven't been able to string together a ton, but Maldonado has had to work a lot today, as they've already got a man in the bullpen warming up. It's Yuma Ogino. 3-1 pitch here, and that's a changeup that runs out of the zone. Good arm side movement, but it leads to another China base runner. A walk with 2 outs. Brings way to the number 9 hitter, Shuai Wang. Shuai Wang would love to help his battery mate out here, extend the inning, as looks like Jared Lemieux's going to have a talk with his man on the mound, Matthew Maldonado. Not sure if it's a pitch count thing or if he's just trying to slow him down a little bit or just a scouting report on Shuai Wang, but I'm sure it's not to get Ogino in yet, as Maldonado has been fantastic so far, and it's not.
Well, and then, of course, you have a righty coming up and a lefty in the bullpen. You want to save him for when the lefties start to run through the lineup.
So at bare minimum, Shuai Wang is Maldonado's batter. He's got 2 outs and a runner on first, Nandu, who reached on a walk. But it's Shuai Wang, the right-handed hitter, at the plate. Trying to string together a couple base runners for China and turn over the lineup. Chops a breaking ball there, foul for strike 1. Looked like another curveball. 0-1 as Maldonado has gone ahead of just about everyone today. He's got 2 outs and, again, none at first. He fires, and a fastball just fouled off. He was late on it. 0-2 with 2 outs. Maldonado a strike away from 4 fantastic innings. Again, just the 1 run allowed to the leadoff man, Tian Yuan Hu, in the first inning. 0-2 pitch. He awaits and fires. Fastball outside. It's 1-2. Update from the backfield. A's scored 6 in the 5th, and they're now leading the Blue Sox 10-3. And it's 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. China ahead, trying to play another one. 1-2 pitch. Thought about it. Curveball fell off the table. Didn't go, though. It's 2-2 now after Burgos tried to backpick Nan.
Beautiful setup there by Dolbashian to backpick with nothing going there with Du sliding in safely.
Nandu, a good base runner out there. He can fly if they get something in the gap. There's a chance he could score from first. But that would require some bat to ball here from Shuai Wang, who's trying with a 2-2 count. Chopper up the middle on a curveball, and it'll go 6-3 for the final out of the inning. The fielder's choice gets the leadoff runner, and China going back out to the field with a 1-0 lead. We're through 4 here in Palm Springs. We'll be right back.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
knows good things come in threes, like our eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 1999s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
Oh, wait, hang on. No, it was against.
We're here in the 5th inning in Palm Springs, China, ahead 1-0 in what's been a pitcher's duel so far, and their third man on the mound. They go from a righty to a lefty. Zhao Wei's day is done after 2 scoreless innings. He walked 1, struck out 3, faced 7 batters, and they hand it off to a guy you know, Joey, Wadon Kai Rang, who also goes as Roger Rang.
The Americanized version. He pitched on Sunday against the Bombers, a quick 9-pitch inning. Really great lefty with some downward action coming across or on top of his body. He's got a fastball that can sit upper 80s, lower 90s.
And we see a fastball right there just out of the zone. It's 1-0 on the lefty-righty matchup against Matthew Fabian leading things off. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Fabian, Carosis, and Burgos due up for the 5th inning. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off another fastball back-to-back there, and he had him reaching just off the net, though it's 1-1. And again, you said that you had a chance to chat with Rang while you saw them at the gym, and you've had a million stories about him, but he's been solid so far. Again, a good appearance against the Bombers as he throws in a breaking ball there, curveball for ball 2.
You haven't really had a chance to get off many stories. He works these innings so quick. But Roger and I go back to a few summers ago in Casper, Wyoming, where he pitched a dominant performance that season.
Gets under the fastball there and skies it out to right field. It'll be Lee settling under it. And a quick first out for Rang. Fly out to right field has A.J. Carosis up with 1 out. Carosis struck out in his first appearance in the second. Back-to-back Ks. Fabian struck out before him. And now he's got nobody out or nobody on and 1 out, and watches a fastball right there for ball 1. One-oh count to the left-handed hitting Carosis. Lefty-lefty matchup here with Rang. And another fastball just inside again. It's 2-0.
Well, I can tell you the story of how he chose his Americanized name, by the way. It's quite a funny, pretty simple story, actually. I'll get to it right after this pitch.
2-0 pitch from Rang, who settles and fires. That one runs inside again, a good splitter. But it's 3-0 now.
So when he first came to America, he pitched at a small college in Arizona. And one of his favorite teammates, the only other Chinese teammate that he had, was an Americanized Chinese guy named Alan Zhang.
3-0 pitch, catches the zone, a fastball down the middle for strike 1.
So when choosing his Americanized name, he decided to do something that rhymed with that, or at least in cadence with Roger Rang, so that it would be Alan Zhang and Roger Rang, and he kind of just stuck with that.
He's stuck with it, and he's been good so far with that name. It's a fastball that's got the count at full. Whether it's Roger or whether it's Wadon Kai Rang, this guy can just flat-out pitch, though.
Comes out of Tibet, grew up in Tibet. Then he moved to Nanjing, I believe, for the MLB DC Academy in China.
Full count pitch to Carosis. Offers there and fouls the fastball into probably the parking lot there, but thankfully, Joey, I didn't park that far down.
Yeah. We've been getting lucky. I've been afraid of parking this close with all these foul balls that have been rattled off. I heard a car alarm, I think, the second day after a foul ball.
Full count pitch, runs outside, a curveball there. And a one-out walk has A.J. Carosis on first for Anthony Burgos. Burgos, one of a myriad of Grizzly batters who's 0 for 1, has a strikeout, struck out in the third inning to lead it off. But he's got Carosis on first with 1 out. Now he has to deal with Hwadon Kai Rang, or Roger as he often goes. Rang fires, and that one's chopped, a fastball off the end of the bat. Straight onto the mound, though. It goes foul. It's 0-1.
Another thing I really love about Roger is his work ethic. Really just a step above everyone else, at least in the summer that I worked with him 3 years ago. He was always the first guy out there throwing a bullpen. He would throw a bullpen of like 90 pitches before a start. It just befuddled me.
It's a relentless work ethic that we've seen throughout this whole team. And the 0-1 pitch slapped, gets through the hole for a base hit. He found the fastball, saw it, and drove it into left field. We've got runners on first and second for the Grizzly. And that's their first hit of the game. Back-to-back base runners for the first time today in the fifth. And they're down 1-0 with Justin Ayala coming to the plate. He was their only other base runner, reached on in the third inning on a walk. Stole second base, and he's got runners on first and second, A.J. Carosis and Anthony Burgos. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Rang deals, and that one runs outside. A good fastball there. And he said that Rang was going to start going on a little bit more of a, whether it's laid back or just careful approach to pitching. He's been down a little bit on the fastball velocity as he fires another one, a splitter in there. It's 1-1 now.
Yeah, he also mentioned to me at the gym that he was facing a little bit of arm soreness on Sunday that he's trying to work back from and trying to get better as this season progresses.
And they'll need him as they're going to try and go and qualify in Tucson. Good splitter there, back-to-back against Justin Ayala. He fouls that one off, and it's a pitch we don't see a ton from every team. There's a few guys who throw splitters, but this Chinese team has got a lot of good ones there. It's 1-2 now, 2 on for Justin Ayala. 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Chinese lead. Rang with the 1-2 pitch, trying back pick down to first, and they get him. Wang caught Anthony Burgos asleep, some catcher-on-catcher violence there, and we've got 2 outs here.
Yeah, a lot of voices coming from the Grizzly dugout, a bit closer of a play than they had anticipated. Goes Team China's way.
Team China that manufactures runs all the time, manufactures an out there, and a splitter just runs below the zone. The count is full now with 2 outs. Full count, 2 outs to Justin Ayala, but he's still got A.J. Carosis at second base. The shortstop walked, and that fastball's fouled back after a myriad of splitters. Looked like he was just late on it. But Ayala collecting a lot of information here, working a good at-bat against Rang. We're going on to the seventh pitch of the at-bat. Rang trying to put Ayala down. Ayala trying to get it to Thomas Petrosino. Here's the payoff pitch. Shoved down the right field line, foul, almost hit Ogino in the bullpen. The curveball there, and he tried to go the other way, but it just couldn't straighten out. And Wang will have a quick talk with Rang on the mound. And Joey, I mean, you've got a little bit of a sense into the mind of Rang. He's a competitor. He throws strikes, and he'll be a huge piece of this Chinese team if they have a chance of going to the World Baseball Classic or the Olympics in 2026.
And he's still one of the younger guys on this team as well. Only 23, I believe. He'll be 23 this year.
The 23-year-old fires in a called strike 3. Got him looking on the fastball. Another strikeout for Chinese pitching. Puts another 0 on the board. The Grizzlies still down 1-0. We're going to the bottom of the 5th here in Palm Springs.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Bottom 5 here in Palm Springs, and it's a new man on the mound. We've got Yuma Ogino, the left-handed pitcher for the Grizzly, taking over after Matthew Maldonado did nothing but impress. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, though, after a throwing error by him in the first. He walked 3, struck out 5, and he needs his Grizzly lineup, including himself, to get him on the board.
Yeah, he kind of just has to piggyback off of what Maldonado did for the Grizzly. Keeping Team China to 1 run is no small feat, but you got to put up runs in order to win a baseball game, and you got to stay clean on the mound. So for Ogino, that's his objective coming into the 5th here.
For Ogino, again, they've done half the job. They've kept Team China to 1 run. It's a team that averages over 6 a game. But same old for just about everyone who's played them. Their pitching has been outstanding. A team ERA just over 1. I think it's 1.04 coming into the game. And they've looked every part of it so far, but it'll be the top of the lineup coming up. Tianyuan Hu, Wen Binjing, and Jin Yang, the first 3 due up against Yuma Ogino. Ogino still throwing to Burgos. The defensive alignment out there looks basically the same so far, and he'll face off against, again, who's 1 for 2 so far, singled and scored the only run of the game in the first inning. Singled, reached 3rd on that error that was Matthew Maldonado out there, and scored on the sac fly by Jin Yang. But right now he's got no one on, no one out here in the bottom of the 5th. China up 1-0 with just 3 hits so far. Left-handed batter awaits. First pitch fastball in there for strike 1. China's done a little bit of everything today. They've strung together just enough hits, a couple walks. They stole their 6th base of the year. But we haven't seen that second in the league slugging percentage as wrinkles in a curveball there. Ogino does for a called strike 2.
We also have a final from the backfield. The A's taking today's auxiliary field game 10-3 over the Blue Sox.
0-2 pitch from for Hu. And he swings at a fastball just under it. We'll do it again. Ogino already pounding the zone, something we've seen from all 5 pitchers so far today. Who being played pretty straight up. The outfield relatively shallow, especially Scott Shaw in center field. It's got about 50 feet till the warning track. 0-2 pitch upstairs. Lost a curveball there.
Well, that's where a lot of those bloop singles are really hit by this team. You saw a couple up the middle today already from Team China. Scott Shaw in good territory right now.
1-2 pitch from Ogino. Fastball just off the corner, can't get the call. It's 2-2 now. Thought he rung him up for a second, almost did a little half-hearted K-strut. But he's got another pitch here. It's 2-2 to the leadoff man, Who. Ogino looks down to first, looks at his target, looks back again. Kicks and fires and pulls a curveball outside. It's 3-2 now. Who with a full count, nobody on, trying to start this inning with a base runner for China. Ogino fires a fastball just off the plate, and it's a leadoff walk for the leadoff man.
It's tough to lose a battle like that. Leadoff walk's never a good thing. But right now, you just got to get back in the right mindset if you're Ogino. And just attack with strikes if you can.
Ogino trying to continue what has been the best Grizzly pitching performance of the year. Again, they've got the second worst ERA in the league. They've got the fourth highest opponent batting average. They've allowed 2 home runs. But so far, China has not been able to figure them out. It's Wenbin Jing with a runner on first. Squared up to bunt and gets a slider that runs in on him. Called strike one after he pulled the bat back. It's 0-1 with Who on first. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And Jing is going to square up again. They've got the third baseman, Petrosino, crashed in, and he fouls that fastball back. It's 0-2 now. China, we've seen them bunt a ton, whether it's a squeeze, a drag bunt, or just a sacrifice bunt overall. They've managed to move base runners well, and they've put on a clinic in bunting so far this season. Probably not going to see it again here with the 0-2 count. Petrosino backs off. Ogino set, gets the pitch, and fires a fastball in on the hands coming towards the press box, but just falls short. It'll be 0-2 again after Jing swung on an inside fastball just off the hands. We'll do it again. No outs here in the 5th inning. No balls, 2 strikes to Wenbin Jing, who's 0 for 2 on the game. Struck out in the 1st inning. Slider runs inside for ball 1. It's 1-2 now. 1-2 in the 5th, no outs. It's a 1-run game. Again, China with the lone run scored in the 1st inning.
Kind of reminds me of Team China's first game, and actually their only loss, which was to the Blue Sox on opening day out at the auxiliary field. It was only a 2-1 contest where Team China scored in the 1st, nothing all the way through the bottom of the 6th when the Blue Sox took the lead.
1-2 pitch, fought off and skied high into shallow right field. No big deal for Fabian, who camps under it for the first out. Good pitch by Ogino, getting to reach out for it there and getting the first out of the inning for Jin Yang, who comes up with the only RBI of the game, a sac fly in the 1st. But he's 0 for 1, grounded out to Maldonado in the 3rd on a 1-3 putout. He's got Who on first after he walked to lead off the inning. Looks like Petrosino playing in on him, expecting a bunt. A fastball is pulled by Ogino there. Good job by Burgos to basically dive out to get that and prevent Hu from advancing to second. They're playing Yang straight up. Just Petrosino playing right off the grass. Other than that, everyone basically in their general positions. 1-0 pitch, and Hu is running there. That one's thrown into center field, but a good job by Shaw coming in to back it up right there. A stolen base for Tianyuan Hu. After the changeup by Ogino ran out for a ball.
Kind of a defensive swing there by Jin. It was cutting up and in on him.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a ball, but the changeup had him fooled, and he swung and missed at it. It's 1-1 now with one out. They've got a runner on second. Tianyuan Hu after he stole second. Again, a good job by Scott Shaw backing it up to prevent further damage. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there. A good curveball from Ogino. Ogino trying to continue the work that Maldonado did. They've already struck out 5 Chinese batters, just allowed the 1 unearned run. He's got a 1-2 count here, and he pulls a fastball out there that gets away from Burgos, who can only pick it up and prevent Hu from going to the plate. He'll settle at third. It's 2-2 now after he advanced on the very wild pitch there.
And that's going to draw the infield in. With such a close game, all you can do is cut the run.
Jared Lemieux trying to pull out every stop here, trying to crack through on this 3-game losing streak. Coming into the game 1-3, looking for that second win and preventing them from becoming the second 4-loss team of the season, along with the 0-4 Bombers. Ogino set, working out of the stretch. It's a 2-2 pitch to Jin Yang. Curveball falls in and gets the called strike 3.
That's a huge break for Ogino. Absolutely massive. Great pitch there as well.
First strikeout of the game for Yuma Ogino. 6th of the game for Grizzly pitching in general, and it's Jiaji Chen, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, reached on the drop third strike, though. He's got 2 outs and a runner on third. First pitch runs in and hits him. Pulled a curveball there, and he gets first base the painful way. First hit batter of the morning. And it looks like there's a pinch hitter here. Or no, it's still Zhenming Zhang. Number 50 for Team China comes in 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks, both of them swinging. He's got 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, a 1-run lead, but he's trying to add to it here. Insurance run 90 feet away in Tianyuan Hu. Jiaji Chen on first after he got hit by the first pitch. But 2 outs, Yuma Ogino trying to put up a 0. Fastball runs upstairs for ball 1. (1-0) with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Ogino trying to prevent more Chinese damage. 1-0 pitch, another fastball just slipped out of the hand, it looked like. It's 2-0 now. Ogino needs to find the zone. If not, he could be in danger of walking Zhang, leading to bases loaded for Yang Yu Lee. Both men so far on the day 0 for 2 with 3 Ks between the two. Lee lined out to short in the last inning. 2 balls, no strikes to Zhang, and that one, another ball well outside. Breaking ball slipped out of the hands. It looked like a curveball there. It's 3-0 now on 3 bad misses from Ogino.
That's a great job by Burgos to make sure that ball did not get past him. Any additional run added here is just more of an uphill battle for the Alberta Grizzly to climb with what has been such a pitching clinic on the mound for Team China.
3-0 pitch. Ogino needs a strike and doesn't get it there. Fastball inside, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for the first time today between either team. And it's Yang Yu Lee trying to take advantage. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the 5th. China with the 1-0 lead. Again, 1 run in the first inning. It's been nothing but 0 since for both teams. And Burgos is going to take a minute to talk to his pitcher.
And it looks like there might be a pinch hitter with Yu Yang Lee coming out. We're checking to see the number here. It looks to be number 21. Liang Pei. Or Pei Liang.
Peng Liang, number 21 coming in, trying to put something together after Yang Yu Lee's day ends. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pei Liang trying to change things here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-run game here in the bottom of the 5th. Ogino's first pitch. Fastball just high, can't get the call. It's 1-0. To Liang. He's got an insurance run 90 feet away, and Chen on second. And it's a 2-0 count after 6 straight balls from Yuma Ogino. He's got Chen on second, Zhenming Zhang on first.
Dangerous hitter that they put in here as well. 4 for 9 coming into this at-bat on the season.
Hitting .444 on the season. 2-0 pitch inside and the first strike in a while for Ogino. Fastball right down Broadway.
I'm sure that strike looks like manna from heaven right now with these consecutive balls that have loaded up the bases.
Ogino's got to string a few together here. It's a 2-1 count with 2 outs. Needs some soft contact. Tries to throw in a breaking ball. Curveball just misses the zone. It's 3-1 now.
That curve with not enough curve. And that had a little bit more break that might have bended its way into the zone.
Looked like it popped out of the hand early, really just ended up in that left-handed batter's box. It's 3-1 for Yuma Ogino. Ball 4, and he walked in a run. Fastball ran outside, and it's 2-1 China as Tianyuan Hu walks in from third base. Still bases loaded, 2 outs here. The Grizzly desperately need to get out of this.
And right now, just in case, there appears to be a pitcher in the pen right now. Looks to be number 30. I want to say that is, well, we're not sure quite yet.
We'll get you a name and number on him as soon as we can as Jared Lemieux comes out to talk to his lefty. Yuma Ogino in trouble, bases juiced. It's a 2-run game now. China up 2-0 with 2 outs, and it looks like they're going to call to the pen to put out of the fire. It's 32 for the Grizzly.
Atsushi Kataoka.
Atsushi Kataoka taking over for Yuma Ogino. Trying to work a magic act. We'll be right back as he warms up. China up 2-0. We're back in the bottom of the 5th, still 2 outs, and we got a new man on the mound. Taking over for Yuma Ogino is number 32 for the Grizzly, Atsushi Kataoka. And Kataoka desperately needs either some soft contact or a quick strikeout. He's got bases loaded, and he's down 2-0 against the best pitching staff in the league, Team China. Ogino's day is done, but he's still on the hook for all 3 runners. So far, 2/3 of an inning pitch, didn't allow a hit, but it was the free passes that got to him. He faced 6 batters, walked 3 of them, struck out 1, and hit 1. While Kataoka warms up, it'll be Jin-Jun Luo, the designated hitter for China, due up. He's got Jiaji Chen at third. He reached on a hit by pitch. Jinming Zhang reached on a walk, and Pei Liang on the second. He's at first, and again, Jin-Jun Luo, who's 1 for 2 so far, had a single in the second, reached second on an error. Flew out to left field in the 4th inning. He's here in the 5th in the biggest moment of the game. 2-0 lead for China. And actually, it looks like it's a pinch hitter, number 9, Pei Li. Pei Li, the left-handed hitter, taking over for Jin-Jun Luo. Again, bases loaded. Grizzly desperately need to get out of this without more damage. They're down 2-0 against 3-1 China. First pitch by Kataoka, curveball, and it slipped out of the hand. Ball 1. Up to this point, Matthew Maldonado had done nothing but fire strike after strike. He walked 3, struck out 5, but allowed 1 unearned run. So far, the command not there for the Grizzly this inning. Another curveball for ball 2. Lee, the 7th batter of the inning. There's been 3 walks, a hit by pitch, and 1 strikeout, and that one gets away and will score a run. A wild pitch scores Jiaji Chen. It's 3-0 China. Both runners advance 90 feet. Jinming Zhang on third, Pei Liang on second, and it's 3-0 Team China, and it's a 3-0 count to Pei Li. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. China has scored 2 and has a 3-0 lead, which at this point has seemed insurmountable for their opponents. Ball 4 runs inside and gets away again. 4-0 China on another wild pitch. Zhang scores. Pei Liang reaches third. It'll be runners on the corners for Don New. Or for Non-Du. Jared Lemieux talking to the umpire real quick. But it was a quick conversation, and again, a lot of work for Kataoka to even get out of this. They've scored 3 in the inning. It's 4-0 China now with 2 outs.
And right now, the objective is damage control. How many can you limit Team China to after they just scored 3 in this inning? Obviously, a lot of work to do in the top half of this inning, rather the next inning. But right now, they just have to put out the fire.
An offense that hadn't been able to figure out Grizzly pitching so far, still hasn't put bat to ball. They take advantage of the free passes as a slider runs down, but catches the zone for strike 1. Good pitch there by Kataoka. He's got runners on the corners and 2 outs. China put up 3 in this inning off of 4 walks, a hit by pitch, and a flurry of passed balls and wild pitches. That one fought down the right field line into the bullpen and back-to-back sliders. It's 0-2 now for Non-Du. 0-2, 2 outs, 4-0 China lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runners will go. Breaking ball in the dirt, throw down to second, throw down to home, and the delayed steal puts China ahead 5-0. Excellent base running by Pei Liang. As soon as the throw down to second happened, he was booking it, and a late throw does not get him at home. It's 5-0. Pei Li at second base, non-due, with the 1-2 count after another slider. Kataoka trying to put an end to a disastrous inning for the Grizzly, and does. Gets him swinging on the fastball upstairs, but not before China puts up 4. We're going to the top of the 6th. China up 5-1. We'll be right back.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine-in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Top of the 6th here in Palm Springs, and China comes in with a bang. 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. They're up 5-0. And Rang out there for the first time with a comfortable lead. Facing off against 9-1-2. Thomas Petrosino leads things off for the Grizzly. And right now it is a Herculean effort that needs to be put forth as a fastball gets in there for strike 1.
I believe this is the first time Rang has been in the game for more than 1 inning. So he's trying to show his length here.
Petrosino 0 for 1 with his 8th strikeout of the year, and watches a good changeup fall into the zone. It's 0-2 now. And a guy who desperately needs to get things going with the bat, again, has 8 strikeouts on the year. Looking to put it together, has played some really solid infield defense so far, but the Grizzly need base runners right now. 0-2 pitch. Another changeup just low, though, ran below the zone. It's 1-2. And again, Joey, in a game that was a pitcher's duel going into that inning, China turns things upside down with a ton of free passes as that one shoveled down the right field line, foul.
That's really been the trend with a lot of these games that we've seen so far. With these tight pitching battles, it's all about that 1 inning where somebody breaks ahead. A 6-run inning here, a 9-run inning. For example, Team China had a 9-run inning on Sunday that set them ahead. It's all about momentum here in the California Winter League.
1-2 pitch from Rang. That one's fought right up the middle for a base hit. Had the 4th changeup of the at-bat and took advantage. We've got a runner on first, Petrosino with the single, and it's Davey Morgan now.
One spark starts a fire here with nobody out. This could potentially be something where a snowball gets formed into an avalanche.
And China got those 4 runs on 5 free passes, 4 walks, and Jiaji Chen getting hit by a pitch. Looks like the Grizzly are probably going to have to do things the hard way here, as China does not give up free passes at all. First pitch fastball upstairs for ball 1.
And it's unlike what the Grizzly have been showing in their first 4 games, really kind of settling down later on into the contest. They typically save their offense early.
Second pitch slider inside for ball 2. And when I say that China doesn't give up free passes, again, they lead the league in least walks, most strikeouts. They have the best walks and hits per innings pitched ratio out of anyone, as Rang checks down to first. They've only allowed 9 walks this year, or 10 if you include Zhao Wei's in the 4th inning. It's a team that just does not budge. You need to earn it against them, and right now it's Morgan trying to with the 2-0 count, a fastball downstairs. It's 3-0 now. These are 7-inning games, but if you were playing 9 innings, they've got a 12.5 strikeout per 9 rate, and they only walk 3 batters per 9 on average. 3-0 pitch, and Rang checks down to first again. He's got a good pickoff move.
Yeah, very smooth, very fluid, and more importantly, it's getting to his first baseman.
Davey Morgan working with a average gap up the middle, but in left center field between Jing and Du, it's a football field out there basically, as the third pitch goes outside, missed a fastball there, and back-to-back base runners start things here in the 6th for the Grizzly. Scott Shaw coming up, but he has to wait as Wang talks to his man on the mound, Rang. Quick conversation there. Rang already back on the rubber. And we'll do it here with runners on first and second for the Grizzly. Really the first time they've been able to even string together base runners. They had back-to-back in the 5th, looking to see if they might break through here in the 6th, down 5-0 against 3-1 Team China. Lefty-lefty matchup here, and get off me ball, he says there. Base hit, runners go 90 feet, and looks like Davey Morgan almost gets caught up there. Bloop single, and bases are juiced for Braden Dolbatian.
Looks like there was a miscue there, expecting Jared Lemieux to allow Petrosino to run home. And now it looks like the manager Li Wei will come out and have a chat with Roger Rang.
Not sure if it's going to be a pitching change, as this is really the first jam that China has faced all day. Again, they've struck out around 10 Grizzly batters already. They haven't allowed a run, just the 3 hits so far. 2 of them coming this inning. It's been an awesome performance to watch by Chinese pitching. Whether it's Alan Carter, who started off with 2 perfect innings, Zhao Wei, or now it's Rang in. He'll at least get this next batter, as they've got a man in the bullpen right now. We'll get you a name and number as soon as possible. But right now, it's the lefty-righty matchup. Rang against Braden Dolbatian. Dolbatian, the big first baseman, 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the first inning, flew out to left in the 4th. He's got bases loaded and no outs. Possibly the first chance for the Grizzly. And Rang pulls the string on there. A good changeup to get strike 1.
Looks to be Jeudi Suo in the pen right now for Team China.
Jeudi Suo, the right-hander, warming up. But right now it's Rang's problem, and a good fastball there. After the changeup, gets Dolbatian swinging. It's 0-2 now. Still no outs, though. Thomas Petrosino led off the inning with the single. He's on third base. Morgan followed that with a walk. He's on second. And Scott Shaw, the first 3 base runners reached for the Grizzly. He's on first. 0-2 pitch to Dolbatian. Rang fires a fastball that's fought off. It's 0-2 still. Rang has leaned on that fastball so far. It's been good today, but he's in the first jam of the day for Team China. 0-2 pitch again. Curveball just got it hanging, but foul down the line into the batting cage.
Yeah, this is one of the worst people on the Grizzly lineup you want to face in this scenario. And if something doesn't happen here for Lemieux's Grizzly, it could be huge for Team China's momentum.
Yeah, it's the CWL leader in average here with the 0-2 count, and just gets a piece of a fastball there to stay alive. Dolbatian hitting just under 600 right now. Came into the day hitting a clean 606 for 10 with an OPS well over 1,300. He's gone on base. He's hit for power. He's done it all with the 0-2 pitch. Fastball just high. It's 1-2.
And today he, prior to this inning, much like the top three in this Grizzly lineup, have been quiet up until now, with 3 straight base runners to start off the 6th.
Dolbatian fires the 1-2 pitch into left field for a hit. 1 run scores, runners go 90 feet, and the Grizzly are finally on the board. It's 5-1 now, bases still loaded, and it's the 3rd hit of the inning for the Grizzly. Matthew Maldonado coming up.
Boy, are those insurance runs in the last half frame looking really nice for Team China right now. Still not out of the jam yet.
Not out of the jam, but who would have thought Matthew Maldonado, the tying run on or at the plate now. Lefty-lefty matchup, and Rang pulls a fastball there for ball 1. Infield playing in, trying to get the double play, or at least the corners are playing in. Need at minimum a double play. Will probably be willing to concede the run at home if they need to. But Rang with no outs throws the 1-0 pitch. Fastball called strike 1 at the bottom of the zone.
Sometimes you just got to hit them with one over Main Street just to get the brain calibrated in the hitter's mind that here's my fastball, here's what you can do with it. Now let me keep you guessing for the next pitch.
Maldonado still with that big gap in left center field. It's closed in a little bit, and that one gets away from Wang. The changeup bounced, and another run scores. It's 5-2 Grizzly. The wild pitch moves Scott Shaw to third, Braden Dolbatian to second. It's 2-1 now to Matthew Maldonado after Davey Morgan scored. It's a 3-run game.
Mistakes are made in the dirt, and a backstop can only do so much. And now the tying run represented by Maldonado right now.
China coming in has only thrown 1 wild pitch so far this season, and that one bites him right there. It's 2-1. Maldonado swings and misses at a good fastball. 2-2 now, still nobody out. 2 runners in scoring position. It's Shaw at third and Dolbatian at second. 2-2 for Matthew Maldonado. Started on the mound today, was great, trying to help his own cause. Still on the book for the loss, down 5-2. Chopper up the middle, fielded by Yang. He's going to go to first, concede the run, but gets the first out of the inning. RBI fielder's choice for Matthew Maldonado, scores Scott Shaw. It's 5-3, and the Grizzly are crawling back. That might just be Rang's last batter, though. Looks like Lee Wei coming out, and he does take the ball. We've got a new man on the mound, Joey.
It appears to be Judy Shuo, one of their most talented pitchers that we've seen so far in these first couple days. averaging about 2 strikeouts an inning, 8 Ks in 4 innings pitched. In his first start on opening day, he threw 6 Ks in 3 innings pitched, looked really poised, and now he's kind of been one of those back corner relief guys for Team China that can give you an inning or get you out of a jam, and boy, is it a jam for him to get out of right now.
It's a jam right now. It's a 2-run game after they put up 4 in the bottom of the 5th. The Grizzly come roaring back. It's 5-3 with 1 out and a runner on third. We'll be right back in a second for Matthew Fabian due up.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Back here in the top of the 6th, and the unthinkable is happening. Team China has let the Grizzly back into the game. It's 5-3 now. Just 1 out, a runner on third for Matthew Fabian, who's 0 for 2 today. New man on the mound, Judy Schwo, who fires in a first pitch fastball, gets the called strike. It's 0-1.
The infield working in with this lead now. Only 2 runs for Team China. They came in with a 5-run lead.
Anything in the outfield scores the runner from third, and that one's a hit by pitch on a curveball. Matthew Fabian takes first. Not as painful as a couple of the fastballs we've seen, but still, he gets the free base, and it's runners on the corners for Corrosis. Corrosis, the 7th batter of the inning, which started with a Thomas Petrosino single he scored. Davey Morgan walked, a single by Scott Shaw, and another one by Braden Dolbatian scored a run. That one's lifted into left field. Going back on it is Jing. He'll run all the way to catch that on the foul line, but a sac fly for A.J. Corrosis, and it's 4-5 now. Dolbatian scores from third. Matthew Fabian stays on first. And it's Anthony Burgos coming up. The tying run at first, Burgos the winning run, and we've got 2 outs in the 6th inning. China put up 4 in the bottom of the 5th. The Grizzly immediately match it. It's 4-5 in the 6th. First pitch, breaking ball, throw down to second. Not in time to get a speedy Fabian. Had a good jump there. Another stolen base for the Grizzly. 0-1, though, as the curveball was called a strike against Burgos. 0-1, 2 outs. Runner on second is Fabian. Suo to Burgos. Slider got him swinging there. It's 0-2 now. Suo merely just trying to prevent further damage, trying to hang on to what is now a 1-run lead. 5-4 China over the Grizzly in the top of the 6th inning. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He gets them there, out of the inning, but not after the Grizzly come to life. Going to the bottom of the 6th, a 1-run game here in Palm Springs, 5-4. We'll be right back.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for two or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Bottom of the sixth, and this game has been flipped upside down once again. China puts up 4 in the bottom of the fifth, and the Grizzly follow right back with a 4 spot themselves. It's 5-4. We're back at square one. Jason Leone on the mound taking over for Yuma Ogino. And he'll have 9-1-2 due up for Team China. It's Shuai Wang leading off. He's 0 for 2. Struck out in the second, grounded out to short in the 4th inning.
This is Leone's first pitching appearance here in the California Winter League. And in a big spot here as well. This could be the biggest shutdown inning of this early season so far.
One of the biggest innings with implications for everything out of any game so far. Again, it's the 1-3 Grizzly taking on what has been a 3-1 juggernaut of a China team. And the first pitch fastball in there, fouled off for strike one. Leone, the local kid, grew up in Indio, played at La Quinta High School, part of that 2020 COVID graduation class a couple years over at College of the Desert, ended up at Cal State Bakersfield. In his first pitching appearance with an 0-1 pitch, slider just bends out of the zone. It's 1-1 now. 1-1 pitch to the 9-hole hitter, Shuai Wang. It'll be Tian Yuan Hu, and then Wenbin Jing following him, and Wang fouls that pitch off. 1-2 now, no outs, 5-4 game in the bottom of the 6th inning. China looking to add to that 1-run lead that evaporated as that one shot into left field for a base hit. Just gets over Petrosino and Carosis, splits the 2 into left field to Ayala. Their 4th hit of the game, and they've got the leadoff man on for Tian Yuan Hu. Hu 1 for 2, singled in the first, walked in the 5th, scored both times. He's got a stolen base in there and had one of the more unconventional putouts in the 2nd inning. Watches a first pitch fastball for a strike by Leone. He grounded it to short. That throw went down to first, was not in time to get him. They threw back to the catcher Burgos, who got Luo trying to round third, go home. Had him in a pickle, and Burgos dove after him to get the 3rd out of the inning. The unconventional 6-3-2 putout. And after a breaking ball is swung on and missed by Hu, it's 0-2 now. Leone gets the sign and fires. Swing and fouls the change or the slider back there. Still 0-2. Leon, the big righty out of Indio, normally an infielder. Had a good career over at Bakersfield. 0-2 pitch, lines that one up the middle for a base hit. Wang goes 90 feet to second. Hu on first. And they've got 2 ducks on the pond for Wenbin Jing. Jing 0 for 3 so far, struck out in the first. Pair of flyouts to left and right field in the third and fifth. Looking to add some insurance to China's 1-run lead here. Again, 5-4 over the Grizzly here in the bottom of the sixth. Nobody out, 2 on. Jason Leone in his first inning of work. Jing watches ball 1 go outside and get past Burgos. Pulled a slider there and runners go ahead 90 feet. Another wild pitch for the Grizzly, and we'll see if it costs them like it did in the 5th inning. China has not been able to hit the ball a ton so far, just 5 hits, but they've got the 5 runs. They've taken advantage of just about every free pass that the Grizzly have given them. A 1-0 pitch from Leon. That one skied up into left field, going foul, and falls in front of the batting cage over by the power team waiting for their game. They'll be the next ones here on the field. That game will start shortly after this one concludes. It'll be Power against the Chill. Another rematch here.
The All Palm Springs matchup, namesake.
But right now it's a 1-1 pitch to Jing, and that one scooped into left field. Another base hit, trying to score on that one, and he will, is Wang. Bloop hit into left field, scores Wang from third. And it's runners on the corners for Jin Yang. 6-4 China now here in the 6th. Third straight single allowed by Leone. And he desperately needs to get out of this with any further damage to keep the Grizzly in the game, who tagged China for 4 in the last frame. It's Jin Yang who takes strike 1. China just 3 outs away from their 4th win of the year, 4th win in a row. Grizzly got some work to do if they want to avoid dropping 4 in a row and falling to 1-4. And that's a good slider, down and in, swing and a miss from Yang. 0-2 now. Still no one out. A strikeout would be huge here for Leone, who's crouched over, has his arm dangling at his side, gets set, nods off, and fires. Ground ball to second, down to short, to first. Can't get the double play, but they get the runner there. But Tianyuan Hu scores on the fielder's choice. Jiaji Chen coming in. It's 7-4 China here in the bottom of the 6th. Chen 0 for 1 and skies that one foul right over the press box. 0 for 1 walked in the first, got hit by a pitch in the 5th, scored in the 5th, stole a base in the first, and reached on a drop third strike in the 3rd. They have still yet to retire him. He's got Jin Yang on first base after he reached on an RBI fielder's choice and a 3-run lead as Leone's going to check on him over there, and Yang jogs back to the bag.
You know, with one out here, you don't really need to focus on the guy at first as much as you need to focus on the task at hand, getting another out at home plate.
0-1 pitch, half-hearted swing on the slider out of the zone, and it's 0-2.
Absolutely fooled him there.
Was looking for a fastball, and the slider just kept hooking out of the zone into the left-handed batter's box. Burgos had to go out for it to even prevent it from reaching the back of the net. 0-2 pitch from Leon. Pulled a fastball there. It's 1-2, 1 out here in the 6th. China with a 3-run, 7-4 lead. Grizzly got some work to do if they can pull out the win. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, buried a slider in the dirt, and we've got 2 outs. Two outs for Jinming Zhang. The first baseman 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks, walked and scored last inning. One of 4 Chinese walks, one of 4 Chinese runs in the 5th inning. First pitch by Leon, good slider there, really leaning on that pitch. It's 0-1. Leon checks on him at first. Yang able to get back in time, though. Still 0-1. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Defense playing Zhang straight up, basically. Again, a big gap up the middle, and that one's fouled off the plate. A good fastball there. It's 0-2 now. Leon a strike away from getting out of the inning without any further damage. He's allowed 2 so far. It's 7-4 China here in the 6th. 0-2 pitch late by Leon. Pulled a slider there. It's 1-2. More of an abbreviated delivery. Not exactly a quick pitch, but not much of a leg kick there. He's still working out of the stretch, waiting for his sign. Jin Yang with a conservative lead at first base. Pitch to Zhang, slider, chopper to short, throw down to second, gets the lead runner and out of the inning. 6-4 putout sends us to the top of the 7th. China 3 outs away from going 4-1 on the season. And it's go time for the Grizzly. They need 2, 3 to win, 2 to get us to extras. We'll be right back for the top of the 7th.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Seven to 4 ball game here at Palm Springs Stadium. A beautiful game and a beautiful day and a great game so far as China holds the 2-run lead against the Grizzlies. 1 run in the first for China, and then we saw no action until the 5th, where a barrage of free passes brought China 4 runs and a 5-0 lead. Then, in this top of the 6th, the Grizzly came roaring back with 4 runs. China put up 2 in the 6th, and now we're at the top of the 7th. Judy Suo trying to get the 6-out save. 7-4 China here in the 6th. Leading off the inning, it's Justin Ayala. 0 for 1 so far, walked and stole a base in the 2nd, and he fights that one down the first baseline, caught by Zhang, throws it to first and gets the out. A phenomenal play on a hard hit ball by Jinming Zhang. 1 pitch, 1 out, and it's Thomas Petrosino.
That's huge because it prevents a leadoff single, and it prevents a chance for them to tack on runs like they did with that leadoff single in the prior frame, where they scored all 4 of their current runs. Great, outstanding work there by Zhang.
Thomas Petrosino singled and scored, got things started in the 6th. Can he do it here in the 7th? Watches a first pitch fastball down low, ball 1. And Joey, for a team that has dominated pitching and fielding so far, an uncharacteristic inning, put 4 on the board as that fastball's fouled off for strike 1. But we see the defense come through again. A great play by Zhang on a hard hit ground ball down the line. Helps out Suo, his pitcher. And they're 2 outs away from their 4th win of the year. 1-1 pitch to Petrosino. Slider downstairs gets the call. It's 1-2 now. One and 2 pitch with 1 out here in the 7th. Another slider back-to-back, just runs outside. 2-2 now. 2-2, 1 out. Here's the pitch by Suo. Tried a curveball there. Or looked like a slider, but popped out of the hand nonetheless.
That slider definitely looks like a curveball coming over the top, similar to a 12-6.
2-2 pitch, fastball on the Blackers, 3-2. But it's ball 4. 1 out walk for Thomas Petrosino. He's on for his 2nd time today. And Davey Morgan coming up. Top of the lineup for the Grizzly now. It'll be Morgan, then Shaw. We've got 1 out here in the top of the 7th. China 2 outs away from their 4th win. The Grizzly trying to play spoiler. Pulls a fastball there, well outside for ball 1. Morgan 0 for 2, but scored on a walk in the 6th. He's going to need more than that here. It's a 7-4 game. Runner on first is Petrosino. 1-0 pitch. Another fastball inside, though. 2-0 count, 1 out here in the 6th, or in the 7th. Barring a double play, Scott Shaw due up. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Swing and a miss on a good slider there. It's 2-1.
Had a little bit of rising action on that one, too, getting him to chase up. It's
been a full arsenal from the Chinese pitchers today. They've been really leaning on their breaking stuff. We've seen some splitters, some good sliders. And there's a pitch into left center field for a hit. First to third, Petrosino, and he'll get there standing. Hung a slider up, and Davey Morgan took advantage, took it straight into left center field. Good job by Ayala to get to it. Or by Jing to get to it, I'm sorry. And now it's Scott Shaw with runners on the corners and 1 out. Shaw, the tying run. If he could reach, Braden Dolbashian will be up as the winning run. First pitch with 1 out, a curveball that just misses the zone. It's 1-0. China desperately hoping for a breaking ball or for a ground ball right here. They do not want to see Dolbashian. Fastball blew it by him, strike 1.
Right now, Judy Suo not wanting to get to the next guy on deck in Petrosino. If he can avoid it, get a ground ball here.
Petrosino at third. And that one's on the corner. Good changeup gets the strike 2 call. Petrosino on third. Davey Morgan on first. Scott Shaw at the plate. Brady and Dolbashian on deck. 1-2 pitch in a 3-run game with 1 out. Fastball out and up. It's ball 2. 2-2 count, 1 out. China holding on to a 7-4 lead. The tying run at the plate, Scott Shaw. The pitch from Suo. Lifted up into shallow center field. Coming in on that is Du and Jing, and Du takes it for the 2nd out. But Petrosino comes to score. It's 7-5 now, and Scott Shaw gets the sac fly for Braden Dolbashian, the tying run. Davey Morgan still at first. Thomas Petrosino comes in to score. And the league's leader in batting average, Braden Dolbashian, coming up in a big moment here. Down 2 with 2 outs. First pitch breaking ball lands in the zone for called strike 1. Righty-righty matchup here in Dolbashian and Suo. Suo looking to shut the door on a 6-out save. 0-1 pitch. Fastball high and tight for ball 1. Dolbashian 1 for 3, struck out in the first, singled and scored an RBI single in the 6th. And fights the 1-1 pitch off. A good curveball, kind of hung there, but Dolbashian just missed it. 1-2, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. China holding on to a 7-5 lead. Davey Morgan at first, Braden Dolbashian at the plate. Judy Suo trying to shut the door. 1-2 pitch. Got him looking, strike 3. China holds on and takes home their 4th win of the year. A good breaking ball by the Judy Suo gets him looking, and China shuts the door 7-5. China moves on to 4-1. The Grizzly lose their 4th in a row. And a great game by both sides, but the Grizzly could not hold on after all the free passes and errors. Joey, from start to finish, we still saw a little bit of everything. We thought it was going to be a pitching duel to start off. It was 1-0 going into the 5th, and then everything broke open.
Yeah, everything throughout the lineup, it seemed like nobody could piece together those big innings until those big innings came around in the 5th and the 6th inning. It really looked like the Grizzly had a chance putting together a 4-run inning of their own to erase the prior half frame. But with China just tacking on methodically and having that good back end to their bullpen like Shudi Suo, that really just solidified today's win. They just continue to abide here in this league, advancing to their 4th win.
And going into the 5th inning, I mean, the Grizzly had China in unseen territory before. They had that Goliath of a team so far on the ropes. It was 1-0. China couldn't put anything together offensively. Then a string of free passes allows 4 China runs to score. And from there, they fought back a little, got back to 5-4. But then the 2 China runs made it 7-4 going into the 7th inning. And even with their valiant effort in the 7th, cannot tie it up. Final score, 7-5 in a really good matchup. China moves on to 4-1. The win will go to Roger Rang. The loss will be handed to Matthew Maldonado. And what's really a shame, he pitched his heart out. 4 innings, just 1 run. It wasn't earned. He struck out 5. Did some work at the plate, couldn't put together anything there, but they'll lose their 4th in a row. We'll be back for Game 2 on the stadium. Join us on YouTube. It'll be Power hosting the Chill for another rematch. Chill trying to get revenge after what was a blowout performance on the backfield a couple days ago, 21-3. But for right now, I'm Stephen Buxton, joined by Joey Miller. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back shortly.